Unit testing involves testing a single subroutine, procedure, method, or other standalone chunk of code. It uses a low-level interface, so you can think of unit as being a code module. Here's an example of a subroutine that takes two inputs and produces one output. A unit test would test several combinations of inputs. For example, a equals 0 and b equals 0 is one unit test, and a equals -1, b is +1 is a different unit test. The results of a unit test are checked against some oracle, something that says this is what it should be. For this function, the two inputs being 0 is supposed to result in 0, and -1 and +2 are supposed to result in +1. If those results match the expected values, then the unit test passes. Unit tests should include both structure and functionality. Structure are white box tests, functionality are black box tests, and we'll talk about both of those. Unit testing is your best chance to catch boundary-based bugs and other bugs due to slight imperfections in how the code was implemented. It is going to be much easier to find those sorts of bugs here in unit test than at the system testing level. There are 3 anti-patterns for unit testing. One anti-pattern is not doing it. Some systems are only tested at the system level, and that's a lost opportunity to find many detailed bugs that will not be found in most system testing, but could have been found in unit testing. Another anti-pattern is testing only happy paths. It's common to see unit tests that just confirm what the programmer expected to see, instead of really trying to delve down into all the deep dark corners of the way the code was written. A subtle but critical anti-pattern is forgetting to test missing code. Sometimes there are pieces of code that should be there that aren't, and if you look at the code and say, well, we're going to just test based on what's in the code, you won't ever think of those sorts of things such as exception handlers or missing special conditions, because they're not in the code and it didn't occur to you to test things that you're not looking at in the code.